Welcome, friends, to the Soul Talk podcast, a show where we explore and uncover the path to the heart, amplifying your conscience. Join me as we meet incredible souls who are in this journey and learn from their experience and different methods that will make you vibrate your heart. Let's get into it. Hi everyone, this is Monica Ramirez, the Warrior of Love. Thank you for being in Soul Talk. And today we're celebrating 2025 that we're just starting today. Well, not today, a few days ago. But let's celebrate it. How many times do you celebrate the great things that are coming into your way? Or you're pessimist or you're scared? Because whatever emotion you're bringing to this 2025, it is what is going to be showing up for you. So I have some notes here that I have for this episode that it is I felt that it was very, very important to talk about the emotions that we are bringing on. Because the emotions that we are bringing on, this is what we're creating, this reality that we're creating, all of us. And so are you putting attention to that? One of the biggest things that I adore to teach, it is about becoming aware of your thoughts and your emotions and your thoughts, because those are the ones that create a reality for all of us. And as a business entrepreneur and coach and therapist and psychic and so forth, we have a business, and let's name it how it is. It is a business because at the end we charge, because we have to pay the light, the water, the Zoom, etc., so we can give a better service to all. There is a lot of afraidness in all the changes that comes, the algorithms of social media and the technology that comes. And I wanted to ask you, do you feel capable to manage that in this year? What are your intentions in this? Are you wanting to learn more technology? Are you wanting to integrate AIs in there? How you're handling there? How you're handling your business in this? Because many times we try to delegate and delegate and delegate, and we don't even know how much time it takes to upload a photo. I remember I had a VA a while back that she told me that to upload one photo, it took her 4 hours to upload. And she was charging me for 4 hours to uploading that. Until I learned how to do it myself, and I realized that it was only 5 minutes, 10 minutes in the worst moments in my internet. And I was like, oh my God, I really got scammed by my VA. And like these are many things that I did not knew. So it was easy to delegate to others. Now, when I delegate something to someone to do, I know how to do it. But if I'm delegating, it's because I've realized that I cannot do everything. I'm just a human being like you. So we cannot do everything. And if you want to have time for your own self, because we cannot forget about ourselves. Yes, it is important to work, and it's important to give the service to others. It is important to help others. But if we are forgetting about ourselves because we're too busy in the doing, we're not putting attention to ourselves. So that is when I delegate things to do to others, and I schedule my time for seeing friends. In my Google Calendar, you're gonna see from this time to this time is blocked. Why? Because I'm gonna go and have a coffee. But if I don't block that time, I will continue working because someone is gonna book me, and I'm gonna get busy, and I'm gonna get so busy that I'm gonna forget about when I'm gonna eat or meditation or time for my own self. So that's why it's important sometimes to automatize our business so we can have time for ourselves. And it can go as complicated as putting in Google Calendar, or because the notebooks I find out in the old ways it work. I was one of those that used to write it down in a notebook and so forth. But if I wanted to give you my calendar so you can book me, you're gonna need to that is gonna be linked to the Google Calendar. And if I don't put it there, my memory, I cannot trust my memory. My memory will be gone unless I put it in my Google Calendar. And like that, and many things, we need to lose the fear of how to get automatized, how to even use AI. It is not against us. It can be a tool for all of us. Remember the time when we used to grind everything by hand when we were cooking? You know, Mexicans who we used the molcajete, the stone and the rock, and trying to grind everything to cook. And then we bought a blender, and we have a blender, so we don't need those kind of tools anymore because a blender will do it faster. Well, AI is kind of like that. So you can do it all by yourself and having mistakes and things like that. Or you can even have a copywriter that is directly from the AI. So it is like having a blender. So you don't have to grind everything by hand. It is just tools that are presented to us without you losing your integrity and your authenticity, because that is important. At the end, you don't lose that. And going to the shadow work, that I learned that I am a really specialist in shadow work. I love that. I love to work with shadow work because I cannot teach channeling to any of my clients or nothing like that if we have not done the shadow work. Because or else, what happened? What happened? We tend to mirror image to our clients with our own selves, because we are here. We're gonna meet the people that are gonna be showing our own things that we have to work with ourselves. But if I want to be a better service to someone, to any of my clients, I have to be checking on myself and not projecting me on them, because they're having their own life experience that is different than mine. That's something that we have to be checking in ourselves constantly, all the time. That's why it is important to learn to be the observer of your thoughts and your emotions, or you're just projecting and you're not advancing with your own self. Remember, we all live in a human experience. We all gonna go through emotions. We all gonna go to thoughts that they're not even ours, many of them. But are you aware? Are you aware of all those emotions and just those thoughts? Do you really sure they're yours? Or they come from your ego? Or they come from someone else and you connect as an empath when someone else and you're carrying that thought and emotion that is not even yours? So that's why it is important to understand that what it is yours and what it is not. So in the business industry, in this business industry of the holistic ways, we tend to project because we have not done our inner work. And the inner work, it is not that I did it for a few years and it's gone and I'm a healer, because there's always layers and layers and layers. And when it's going to stop, I really do not know. I cannot that answer. I don't think no one can give it to you. The same universe continue expanding. And you want to have a limit how much you expand, because every time we grow, a new pain comes. Every time we have an understanding, it's like we have a inner work to do. So there's always layers over layers. And in a lot of in my industry, the spiritual industry, there's the imposter syndrome. That's a big one for all of us. Or I'm not good enough, or I'm not worthy. Those are going to show up in every single coach, healer, therapist, etc. And that's something that I constantly work with myself. And that doesn't mean that I'm healed. No, but I continue working with myself with that. And when I catch myself, because I know how to become the observer, when I'm saying, oh, it's because I don't deserve that. It's like, oh, that's something that I have to work with my own self. So are you doing that? Are you working with yourself? Do you feel that imposter syndrome and you continue taking classes and classes? And at this point, it is not for curiosity to learn a new modality. It is because you don't feel good enough. I used to pass through that. I used to be there. I used to not feel good enough in many things. Even if I have all the certifications and I was very good, it took a lot of inner work to I can say, oh yes, I can do it. And I can help this person. So if you're one of those coaches or healers, that it should be the majority, including me, that you still have the imposter syndrome, or you're not feeling good enough, or you go with a procrastination because you're avoiding actually going into your work, or you're hiding because you don't want people to know that you're a Reiki master, or you're working with energy, or Akashic Records, or channeler, or whatever it is, and you're afraid of the judgment, and you're still hiding. So that's the people, that's my tribe, that's my ideal client that I have. Why? Because I used to be one of those, and because I have done a lot of that inner work, I can help you transform that, because I have helped it with myself. I have changed those emotions with me, and I constantly working with that in my own self. So, and my notes I put also, in this 2025, are you really open to all the opportunities that are coming for you, coming to you? Or you just expecting the negative side, that all the things that can go wrong starting in 2025? Yes, I'm not gonna say as a channeler I have received many information about this, that there are many things that are gonna be changing for the worldwide, not only for the United States, that I can see. I I am a channeler. I receive visions and I hear messages from my own guides that they're talking about the many changes that are gonna come. They're already here in this moment, and if we observe, we can see the changes. And like I was explaining yesterday to my daughter, it is not bad that the things that are going to be changing, but the things they're going to, before they get better, they're going to get a little bit worse. But we need to learn how to, where to focus ourselves, because it is the old times, the old ways, the old patriarchal society norms and so forth that didn't work then, to change into the new world, the 5D that we all want to be. That is unconditional love and cooperation and so forth. But are you really in unconditional love and cooperation with everybody, or even with your own self? Because if not, guess what? You're going to be focusing on the more negative side, the old times. So I recommend you to put attention. What are your intentions for 2025? What do you want? Write it in your journal. That is one of the best therapies that we can have. Start writing in our journals what we want. As an NLP, that was one of my first questions that I ask my clients: what do you want? It takes them sometimes one session to tell me what do they really want, why they're here, what is the mission, what passions them to move forward. And the passion not necessarily is to serve others. It's something that feeds you, that makes you feel happy. For me, it makes me feel so happy when I'm helping others. And that's why I do it, because it makes me happy. It will make me miserable, I will be doing something else. I will not be a coach. But if I do it, or painting, if I do the paintings and so forth, it's because it's my passion. And I have the need to paint and to help others so I can feel better. What is your why? Have you asked yourself, what is your why you do what do you do? Whatever it is, there's no right or wrong answer in this one. It's something that it is about you, and self-love and acceptance about you, or you're carrying shame and blame and guilt for the mistakes that you did in your past. You see, that's why I'm a shadow worker, because I work with those shadows. That shadows, it is that. It is the fears, the shames, the blames, the guilts, and so forth, the victim mentality, because I used to be that. So it is easier after having lupus, going from lupus that I had, to be a completely healed body. In these times, I haven't had a flare up in almost 15 years, that I don't get swollen or those kind of pains, or get really sick like I used to do. But it's because the shadow work, it is the one that actually helped me heal. And that was my inner work that I should be very proud, that you should be very proud too, because it is not easy going to those dark moments that we've been hiding for so long, because it can be very painful to observe them sometimes and be honest. Yes, I did this wrong. I said this wrong. And we all do it. We are having a human experience. We all do it. But can you change that? How you observe yourself for the mistakes that you did in the past and forgive yourself? Because then you can use the same material to be vulnerable, like right now I am with you, and talk with your clients about that. Because those are the ones that you can help better because you already overcome those problems. January 8th, I'm going to have a class that is an event, one day only. It is completely free. That is breakthrough for precisely where the spiritual mission meets the modern business in a way. Because in there, we're going to be talking about technology, different apps, how you can do it, how you can implement it in your business. We're going to be teaching, just showing you little demonstrations about that. I'm going to have a guest teacher that he is a public speaker coach that he had worked with for 20 years with this. So like that, you know how to give the message to others. So like that, you find those words that you need to do and the way you can express it. We're going to be talking about shadow work. Like I was just mentioning, if you have the imposter syndrome or you're still hiding because you're afraid how the people are going to judge you because you're an energy worker, you know how to work with magnets or how to do hypnotherapy or past lives or whatever it is, the modality that you're carrying. I know many people, I have many clients that they were hiding for a long time, for afraid to being judged. You want to learn about content, what type of contents we have, when to throw it, the algorithms, why the hashtags, the hook lines, right? It is, or the image and so forth, how to use Canva, how to use Zoom, how to use Calendly, how to use Google, Google Drive, Google Docs, Google spreadsheets, etc. And all those kind of things that help us as tools for our own business, including ChatGPT. So you want to learn all that, we're going to have a talk that is one day event and it's completely free. And yes, it's to announce our program that we have for 12 weeks. That Javier, the public speaker, Javier Treviño, the coach public speaking, and myself, we're going to be teaching. I'm going to be focusing more into the business side and in the shadow work and technology, and he's going to be focusing on the public speaking and how to give that message out. But hey, you sign up, it is completely free. So like that, you can remove that overwhelm when we're talking about programs or apps that it can be easy to use to implement in your own business. Also, you're going to be working in feeling good and proud of yourself and not being afraid to show up fully for who you are, finding your why you do what you do. What is your passion? Where do you want to take your business? Removing the imposter syndrome and knowing that it is yours. That's your mission. That's your authenticity. That you should be proud for everything that you have lived in the past so you can help and be a better service to others. Of course, these classes are focusing on coaches, healers, entrepreneurs, energy workers, psychics, etc. That wanted to know more about the business online. Of course, I have even psychologists because they want to work more online business. And this is focused on online business in a way. So if you're interested in January 8th at 7 p.m., we're going to have this event. So I'm going to be putting the information down below so you can register for free and come and check us out. My name is Monica Ramirez, the Warrior of Love, and thank you for being in Soul Talk. Thank you so much.